Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and this is a quick survival hack with a pot warmer. And before we talk about it, the pros and the cons about it, if you're interested in detective stories, there will be a link in the description to my book called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch. If you're interested, just take a look. So, this is another variant of the terracotta pot warmer. And why would you use this? Because this is something very simple that you can make. These are just two pieces of wood, two nails, and one metal pot to get into the nails, but it's made that there is minimalized contact so that the wood will not get shredded or in the worst case burned if you put more candles. So it works with tea light candles, and it has multiple advantages in my opinion to warm up a room during wintertime. One of the things that some people use are one of these small stoves that they put in their room. You can have one of those electrical stoves, but these days electrical bills can go high up, so that's a little bit dangerous to do on a financial way. Some people use one of those petroleum or little gas stoves, but those I've tested with my monoxide meter. Those can be dangerous to use more than 1 or 2 hours for monoxide poisoning, so that's very dangerous to use, especially if you forget about it. You get a little bit a little bit intoxicated by the monoxide, and you fall asleep and you will suffocate with monoxide poisoning. So that's very dangerous. So what you can do is, what you can heat up smaller rooms that are closed with a tea light candle warmer. This is just for very small rooms, so it will not heat up your living room, or you have to put multiple of these things around, and it will not be warm enough to walk around in your shirt, but it will be warm enough that you will not have you cannot see your breath at least. So that's a good thing to do about it. And it's cheap if you are, especially if you're like me and you bought these tea light candles in bulk for a more cheaper price. Then it's handy to have one of these, and it's less dangerous than other types of flame use stoves like a gas stove or a petroleum stove, and they are get knocked over by perhaps a curious cat or something. Then it's kind of dangerous. Many people would say, but with tea light candles, isn't that very dangerous when the candle falls on? When these kind of candles fall on, you have to be uh, you have to place it on something where it's very flammable, like one of those cloths that you put on tables or closets or armors, or how do you say this, where it fall over and it can directly hit something of a burning material. But if these usually fall, they fall and they get snuffed out immediately if they fall over. So that's why I prefer to use tea candles. You can also use improvised oil lamps from perhaps your oil, but that will give a little bit smell and could give a little bit more of monoxide or CO2 that can get into the room. But with these candles, tea light candles, there I have seen almost no indication of monoxide or CO2 buildup in a closed room. So yeah, it's something that a lot of people say. There is a fire hazard, there is a monoxide poisoning hazard, but tea light candles, no problem. Another benefit of having this in your bedroom, especially when you're going to read before sleeping. If you're going before you're going to sleep and you read a little bit, or on your how do you call it, smartphone, you say, I will put it next to me and I'll fall asleep. But when you fall asleep, it will only burn three, or the amount of candles, tea light candles that you put beneath it, for 6 to 8 hours, and it's gone. It's not a big loss. If you forget it with an electrical stove or gas stove, that could be either dangerous and financially dangerous. So that's something that you need to think about. And another benefit of it, if I'm going to sleep um, with this next to my bed, not directly next to the bed, so my sheet won't caught fire, but on your nightstand or something, and you want to drink a cup of tea. But we all know, especially during winter, your cup of tea gets cold very fast if you wait too long. But you can keep it warm by putting it on top of the can, especially if you put it a little bit more right than I do. You can keep it warm that way, and you can drink a warm cup of tea before sleeping. And for a lot of people, that could be they don't have to come out of their warm bed to heat up another cup of tea. You can just put it back on, or you can even fill up with a glass of water that you have next to your bed, and it will help you keep your tea very warm. So yeah, that's something that I really like about this. And Yeah, it's simple to make. It's easy. You can do it with almost things that you made yourself. There's one thing I need to warn people about, and that is if you're going to use a can like this, some people will, how do you say this, will perhaps be stupid enough to use a can that they have not washed out with chemicals inside of it. And yeah, if there are still, even if you wash it out and there are still resonates of chemical products inside of this big can, then it will burn. It will not. There's also a fire hazard in that way, but it's also that the heat will heat up the chemicals. It will spread on in the room, and you breathe it in, and that's bad for your health. So that's something that you need to watch out for if you're going to use a big can like this. You can use all sort of cans, soda cans, painting cans, or these food cans, or some stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a quick survival hack to warm up a single closed-off room without danger for fire hazard, less danger of fire hazard and monoxide poisoning. And it's a very cheap way. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.